Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to North Texas Giving Day on today. Hopefully, everybody is having a great Thursday and you connected to a lot of organizations that are serving our communities with big, gigantic hearts, and you're sowing a seed. So that's why I'm here. I'm going to spend a little bit of time just letting everybody know about our initiative. It's not a new initiative, but we are putting it back in flow because we set a year out and really wanted to kind of rebrand and really align our focus with what it is we truly want to do with Lovey Bear, right? And so we've done that. And so we're back and we're going to, end the year with a beautiful celebration with Lovey Bear. And I'm so super excited. So hello and welcome everybody. Look, I got my little smiley face bell today. Those of you who know about that bell, then you know. So I'm super excited. So welcome in. We are streaming in a couple of places. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and we're on LinkedIn. So we want to get this message out, and we would like for you, if you're one of our big donors or our big supporters, go ahead and share this live out. We will stream for 1 hour and really allowing you to get acclimated with Lovey Bear, especially if you are a new, if you're going to be one of our new donors or one of our new supporters. We really want you to get to know about Lovey Bear, the adoption ceremony. Adopt a bear, basically, is what it's called. Adopt Lovey Bear. And it's a physical bear, right? It's a true physical bear. And we wanted to do something a little bit bigger than, donors coming in and, blessing us and sowing seeds. And then, off of that level of, excellence, they feel good, right? It's like, hey, I gave, I'm a big giver myself. And, I sow the seed in the organization. I send a prayer and I just pray that the organization use the funds for what they're intended for. And, you just have faith that this organization is showing up in the community the way that they say, right? And so we wanted to do something different when we built our nonprofit that actually works hand in hand with our mental and behavioral health company. We wanted our donors to have something to take away. So every time they walked past their bedroom or their office desk or whatever, they saw the token of appreciation, which is Lovey Bear. And so Lovey is here with me, right? So we have these two beautiful plush bears, y'all, that went through, aren't they so adorable? Like, Lovey went through a lot before we chose, this soft, smooth skinned bear, because we wanted our bear to cater to both our mature audience and also our youthful audience, right? And then our babies, our babies who, they be slobbing and stuff. And so we didn't want it to be all furry. We wanted the parents to be able to, to really wash this bear so it could be durable. And then for us adults, like my bear, it be everywhere, child. And so the bear even needs to be durable for us. So Meet Lovey. Say hey. We love Lovey. We love Lovey. And if you missed the video when we first started, just catch the replay and take a look at the video. But this is our Leading with Love bear. So the adoption this year comes with the customized Leading with Love for the first 100 adopters. So I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. So Lovey Bear comes with a custom T-shirt with his little fat butt or her fat butt, whatever you want to call it, a him or a her, because when people get the bear, they name the bear what they want to name the bear. But the t-shirts are so super cute. And then my favorite is what's written on the back of the shirt, because this is our mental health token to remind us it's okay not to be okay, which is what the back of the shirt says. It says, do you need a hug? Do you need a hug? Because I'm telling you, even when we first created this bear, it did not go to kids. Like, adults went crazy over the bear, right? So you can see that in the video that I played before we got on. There's no kids in that video. There's all adults. And so sometimes we just need something to hold on to. Sometimes we just need to have something while we're watching television, while we're sitting at our desks, just to remind us, like, hey, it's okay not to be okay, right? And so Lovey is a beautiful reminder, like I said, for a kid or for the mature audience. Do you need a hug? Because I will say, we're going to talk about hugs and how hugs fuels our energy and releases all of those feel good chemicals in our body, and really helps us to feel better. So there's a lot of science around hugging, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. And that's the reason why, like, when we try to figure out, like, what is it that we can also bless someone with when they bless us, right? When they bless us with, a financial blessing, or even your time and your energy, because we have events all the time and we always need volunteers. What can we, give them to remind them, one, thank you so very much, because you allow us to continue to champion our work in the community, but also to remind you that self-care is so important. Stress management is so important. Physical management is so important to how we show up in the world. And that's what we love about Lovey. So I see that y'all are popping in. Let me go to the comments. Let me see what's going on, because I see a couple of comments here and there and everywhere. So let's check this out and see what is happening over here. Love it. I need a hug. Hello, Coach Adam. Coach Adam said, I love it. I need a hug. Let me just show the comments. We're still in this beta stage where we can show the comments in real time. So I'm going to turn that on, because I would have seen that as soon as Coach Adam had picked that up. And we also have, hello, our Instagrammers over here. Hey, thank you for watching. So let's talk a little bit about Lovey Bear. And then those of you who are tuning in, go ahead and take a look at the URL that is, scrolling by, adoptloveybear.org/adoption. You have to put the /adoption in order for it to populate. So adoptloveybear.org/adoption, and you'll be able to read all of the information. But I'm also going to bring the site up so we can take a look at it together. And kind of just go through it. So I want to share my screen. And let me see. Let me go over here to Instagram and see if the screen is being shared yet. Hell, I need one too. Yes, you need 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, right? Okay, great. So Instagram can also see my screen. Thank you for being here, everyone. I really, really appreciate it. So when you go to adoptloveybear.org/adoption, it's going to bring you to our landing page for this particular event. Okay, so even though we know today is North Texas Giving Day on, September the 18th, you will be able to really help us reach our donor goal, which is $50,000, which is not a lot of money at all. And a lot of people ask me all the time, like, Kendra, why don't you ask for more? Because we just need enough, right? The communities that we serve, they're just really happy that we see them and we're coming in and we're, spreading love and, offering compassion, teaching skills, and really holding space with them. So that's enough for them. And so the money that we're raising, what it helps us to do is the programming. It costs to do programming. It costs to hire people to go in, and just provide a little bit of their time. My coaches are some of the most remarkable human beings ever to exist. Like, I have been so blessed to know that there are truly good people out in this world. I am so blessed and I'm so honored that I get to truly experience the love of humanity. I get to experience that, right? And people who, cross over to this side, in the helping profession, they get to experience it too. And so I have some of the most remarkable coaches who work in the institute, and they would do this before we discovered, and before we became medically credentialed in the institute, where we're able to take, Texas Medicaid and really go into those underserved communities and provide, exceptional care. We did it for free. We just did it for free. And I knew that that we could have more, and I went on this journey of figuring out what that looked like, right? And so what it looked like was our people who have insurance, they need to be able to pay us through insurance, right? And so we finally, got credentialed and became the first life coaching school to exist, to be medical credentialed, and we're credentialed as a life coaching school, which is so super dope. And we serve at the highest capacity, and so sometimes when we're going into communities, especially like if we're in a community center, if we're in a local school, some type of facility, maybe it's a treatment center, right? And some of the clients do not have our insurance, right? And so because my background is in behavior education, so I come from a background where no kid was left behind, right? If you came through, my program, you were loved on, you were looked after, we created a success plan for you, and we made sure that you were successful. And so I have the same mentality for Be Kind Community Inc. No one is left behind if they're seeking our help, right? And so sometimes that looks like no payment. So, even though we run a nonprofit and a for-profit, we really work more on the nonprofit side, because a lot of people really just don't have the means, y'all. They just don't. And as times, inflation and all of the things, all of the survival of COVID, getting out of that, and going through the Great Depression of, unemployment, a lot of companies went out of business. So, a lot of people lost jobs, and a lot of people, lost their homes, and, good working Americans. Just a lot of things happened. And people were looking for answers. And answers really wasn't more like, I need money. Answers was really more like, what purpose? There, with all this going on, there has to be a greater purpose for me, And we were able to create that because we were able to now go into the schools. Now the kids are returning back from schools. They've been out for 2 years just about. lacking those social and emotional skills, educators, burnt out because they're having to pivot and figure out how to educate these kids, via online. Companies trying to figure out, how to stay afloat and bring everything online. People literally rolling out of bed just to get on a Zoom. Like all of the things are happening. Mental health is at the top of the peak, right? All around the world. No one was excused from it. No one was excused from it. And that's when it really dawned on us what it is that we needed to do in Be Kind Community Inc. And that's be kind. Offer as much kindness as we possibly can. And our ideal client, typically are the youth and the elderly, but with the youth come their parents, comes their siblings, comes their aunties and their uncles. Like it's a true wraparound approach of us providing services, everybody that's connected to that child, right? To make sure that that the help is making sense, So the $50,000 is really, let's kind of look at. I want to go through the website because I want y'all to kind of look at this, because I'm only going to be on for an hour. We're going to be doing these lives, pretty much weekly now up until December the 20th, which is the big shindig. Anybody who has ever been to one of our events, we have such a great time. We make sure all of the fun elements are in there. We're gonna always have some good food. We're gonna always have some good drinks. We're gonna always have some good music. And really just those different components brings together a great event of, fellowship and networking and, all of the good things. So we're super excited about December 20th because we haven't, Leading with Love was a whole vibe. Yeah. Because we haven't had an event in almost a year. Do y'all know that? Like it's been almost a year because of the crisis that we experienced financially last year as a company. But y'all, we're still here. We're still standing, right? We didn't have to shut down. We just had to, go through a great pivot. But Be Kind Community Inc., which is our nonprofit, our 501c3, is what saves us because it gives us purpose. And regardless of the storm that we were experiencing, being able to show up in such a big way for others kind of let us see that the storm that we were going through just wasn't that big. You know what I mean? It's like that's the beauty about serving. And I know that's why God created it for us, like to show up for each other in such a big way. And here on the coaching side, I teach leaders how to show up for yourself first, so your overflow can be as high energy as it is for yourself or others, instead of being depleted. Like you're showing up for others, but you're so depleted and you're so stressed out. And so that's the reason why I serve leaders that are experiencing burnout and how to get back centered. And one thing that I teach is the gift of giving back, like the gift of serving. So you can see that, yes, you are going through something, but it could be really worse. Like your problems could be worse. Your lights may got turned off, but you got a roof over your head. Because I bet you I can find 5 people without a roof over their head, right? Your cell phone may be turned off, but you I don't know, you got a house phone. Maybe you got a house phone. You may have to eat some noodles today, but I can find you 5 people who probably digging out of a dumpster, or a kid that's in school because there's no food at home and the only place they can get a meal is when they show up at school. So when you are met with compassion, like, do you have compassion or do you not care? and then you have a choice of having to choose. If you're a good person, you're going to always choose compassion. And that's what Be Kind Community Inc. allows us to do. It allows us to choose humility and compassion and love for the communities that we serve. And let me tell y'all, we love our communities that we serve because they keep us on our toes, y'all. They really, these kids keeps us on our toes. These community centers that are, in these these underserved communities, they keep us on our toes, right? Child Protective Services, which is one of our big clients, they keep us on our toes. And so raising $50,000 is going to allow us to continue to do more, right? I mean, like, we're already here in how we show up in the community. That $50,000 is going to put us right at the top, and it's really all we need. Could we ask for 100? Could we ask for 150,000? Yeah, the more money you have, the more that you can do. But we want just enough to make the impact, right? We just need that push to push us right there on the peak, because we have a lot of coaches who are really serving, and just to be able to give them a stipend, just to be able to give them a per diem, just to be able to, there's a field trip that we want to take with the kids, and premier schools don't have bus transportation. So that means that, we got to figure out how we're going to go to 3 different campuses and pick up the kids and take them on the field trip, to give them an experience they will probably never have. And we know what happens when we are afforded the opportunity to explore. Just remember, that's why I'm so, I tell people all the time, I'm childish. Like, if you don't like to laugh, if you don't like to play, I'm probably not the person for you to hang around, because I'm so childish. Because exploration keeps you healthy, it keeps you thriving, it keeps you thinking, it keeps you producing, it distracts fear, right? And so those are the type of things we want to give to our kids. We want to distract them from fear. We want to distract them from stress. We want to distract them from social media, and maybe teach them some healthier things to do on social media. We want to distract them from the things that are causing them to not show up in excellence, and we want to provide experiences for them. And so our Be Kind, community fundraiser we're doing, which Adopt a Bear, helps us to do that. And not only do you get to sow a seed, but you get to get something in return. So there's 3 levels of adoption, right? Okay, so let's talk about the 3 levels of adoption. So, there's always a high value one. So if go to the website, first of all, y'all. Go to adoptloveybear.org. Let me move over real quick. Hold on. Oh, this is Coach Giorgio. Coach Giorgio, come on the live. I'm on a live right now talking about Lovey Bear. Huh? Okay, well, I'll call you back then, because I'm on a live. Like, people literally hear me talking to you. Get off my phone. I'll call you back when I get off. Oh my gosh. Everybody's doing okay. Coach Giorgio wants to say hi to everybody. Say hi, Coach Giorgio.
Hey everybody, this is the mentee of the great master coach, Kendra. How you guys doing?
Y'all see, this is what I go through. When I tell y'all I work with some of the craziest humans on the planet Earth, he is one of them. Okay, Coach Giorgio, I'm gonna call you when I get off. I have 30 minutes left on the live. Okay, bye. Okay, y'all. So let's look at the website. I want you to go to adoptloveybear.org/adoption. Make sure you put /adoption, and just take a look at Our previous event that we had in 2023, so much fun. We had actor Jason Mitchell as one of our panelists. We had um, Poopery, Susie Batiste, which is one of my mentors, as one of the panelists, and they really poured into us, right? I was able to sit down and just kind of interview them and talk about entrepreneurship and giving back. And then Susie did something so beautiful on that night. She gave everybody in the audience, access to her Alive OS training, which is what changed my life during COVID. I've taken it 3 times, right? So I've taken it 3 times to know that it changed my life. But anyway, we just had a great time. And, Lovey was there. Music was there, good food was there, and just good fellowship, and we just had a good time. So you can kind of go check out some of the gallery. It's a black tie event, so it's happening again on December the 20th, but I want to show you how you can get in the room because it's a very exclusive event. And it's for our high level givers, like those who are really in has a heart of servitude, and you're able to truly bless. So our first 50 donors that enter into our VIP donation, which I want to scroll down. So there's 3 levels. We have the Lovey's Inner Circle VIPs. These are the donors that are going to make it into that room. And you want to make it into the room because when I tell you, it's some of the highest caliber entrepreneurs, politicians, all of the above that comes out to our events. We're so honored, and we're so privileged to attract like really high level people. So if you're looking for collaborations, if you're looking to just be somewhere where it's great energy and where people have the heart to give, then this is your level of support for Be Kind Community Inc. when you're adopting a bear. So our Lovey's Inner Circle VIPs, they are supporters who will gain exclusive access to the private Adopt a Bear celebration. And when I tell y'all, it's going to be a celebration, okay? Lovey is going to be there. We're just going to have just a great, great, great time. And it's at the Brookhaven Country Club, okay? And so that adoption is $500. You will make a $500, you will adopt your bear at $500. We did, from previous experience, split it into 2 payments if you need it. You can't beat that, right? So you can do $250 at the time of adoption, and then the other $250 has to be paid by November 20th to hold your seat, because let me tell you, the seats they're gone. They will sell out so fast. So it's the first 50, y'all, because we want to do something really private and really great. I'm not going to tell you because I ain't trying to, I'm not trying to convince y'all to do it. I want you to do it because you have the means to do it. And so that's the first. So you get to pick your bear up at our Lovey Bear Black Tie Kindness Ball, and you get to pick your certificate up and all your adoption certificate, and then we have our little swag bags with it's just going to be bared out, like everything bare, everything plushy, because that type of stuff makes us happy, right? So that's your first level of adoption. You can choose to be in our Inner Circle VIP. And if you can't do that, then we have our Kindness Adopter. So our Kindness Adopter is for a person who just wants to adopt a Lovey bear for themselves. Like maybe you just want a Lovey for yourself. Maybe you want one you got a kid, you want one for your kid. Maybe you got a bestie, you want to get one for your bestie. So you may want to adopt, 1, 2, or 3 bears, right? And then we will mail them to you, or you can pick them up at our office, right? So You have the choice. We'll reach out to you, or even on the contact form, you'll be able to fill out whether or not you want us to mail it or if you want to pick it up. But regardless of, so that's for even for our people who are far away, because that was a thing the last time. People wanted access to the bears, and we was like, no, you got to be local. So now we'll mail the bear, but you got to pay for shipping, right? So if you go look on the website, if you go to adoptloveybear.org/adoption, and you go to the kindness adopter, you'll see all of the information here. And if you want 1 bear, 2 bear, 3 bear, 4 bear, 5 bear, you can adopt up to 5 bears. And then here is the shipping. So we did add that this time. So 1 bear is just $8, 2 bears is $15, 3 to 5 bears is a $25 shipping fee. International, because y'all know that we got coaches all over the world. International, we open it up for you too. Your shipping will be $35. Tariffs, okay? It's expensive. So you'll just go and you'll click how many bears you want. You'll add the shipping into other amount. So it just make sure you read, because y'all don't be reading. Y'all text me or call me and ask me 50 million questions, and all the information is right here. So just read. It tells you, add the shipping into the other amount, or we're going to be calling you and saying, hey, we need for you to send us a shipping fee. Okay. So just read. So that's the second way. The third way is for our bear sponsor. If this is for our people who have like really, really huge hearts, right? And so these are for our donors who just want to sponsor a bear. You don't want a bear. It's just like, hey, we want to keep the bear love going. So I'm going to adopt a couple of bears. Don't send it to me. Give it to the next kid, give it to the next senior, give it to the next person in need. So that's the bear sponsor. If you just want to sponsor a bear, because what I can tell you is these not little China bears where we just got them for $3 or $5. No, these are some expensive bears. If those people who know me, like quality is a must. These bears they're very, very high quality, and they cost us a good penny, right? Because I just refuse to just get any kind of bear. And we could have got the little fuzzy bears, and we probably could have got them like $3 to $5, on a bear, but I wanted the bear to appeal to all ages. And when I tell you this Lovey appears to all ages, I'm going to play the video. I'm going to play the video in a minute because I need to take a little quick break. I'm going to play the video so you can see our men with these bears. The bear is neutral, okay? It's a neutral bear. Anybody can have the bear. You do what you need to do with it. Once you get the bear, you put it at your desk, where people can't see it. And when you're having a bad day, you just pick Lovey up and you just, and I just feel all of the feel good chemicals just rushing through my body now, because a hug, we're going to look up the research of like really giving hugs, or giving a hug to yourself, because your mind doesn't know that you're hugging yourself. Your mind just knows that something is embracing you and it feels good. So you can hug yourself, or you can get a bear. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hello, everybody. Let's see over here on Instagram. He's funny. Hello, Pink Tea Events. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, LinkedIn, all of my LinkedIn heart community, my Facebook heart community, my YouTube heart community, Instagram heart community. Hello, welcome, everybody. Let's take a look at the video. Now that we have some people that it's on, let's look at the video that y'all missed out so you can meet Lovey Bear. we got politicians with these bears. We did bear deliveries. It was so much fun for people to open up the door and, big old Lovey, this 6'6", big, gullible, soft, big arms bear, giving them a hug, and then we're, passing the bear onto them and complete overjoy. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what gender you are. When you get a Lovey bear, when you adopt a bear, in your mind you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get it for my kid. Like I'm gonna get it for it's always be a youth until you get the bear, and then you're gonna say, I should have got my own bear. Right? Especially with the message. Oh, and Lovey comes with the first 100 adopters. Lovey comes with his heart, right? To teach you what? Don't wear your heart on your sleeves. Your heart belongs right in here, in there, inside. So it reminds you not to wear your heart on your sleeves, right? And so we have Lovey in black and we have Lovey in brown. The only thing about it is we cannot guarantee you. So we just allow us to send you the bear, okay? Especially for our people who want Lovey to be mailed to them. You can request, but if you go to the landing page, it just tells you, you may not get it. You may not get it, okay? So both bears are absolutely, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The little kids, for some reason, love the darker Lovey. When they come over to our office, and we always give a bear away, and we're like, which bear you want? And they always pick this bear. Like, I think he's my favorite too. He, she, it, whatever it is. Okay. But anyway, so make sure you go to adoptloveybear.org and /adoption. You must go to it's scrolling down right here. You must go to adoptloveybear.org /adoption. If you don't put the /adoption, it's going to give you an error. I don't know what I did. It's how I set it up. I don't know what I did. So you have to put /adoption to start your adoption process. And like I said, we have 3 different tiers of adoption. You can adopt Lovey Inner Circle VIP. That level is going to put you in the room on December the 20th. It's going to put you in our Adopt a Bear celebration at the Brookhaven Country Club. It's a black tie event. We're going to have super, super duper fun. And it's right at holiday time too. So if you got, your black tie, your long sequence gowns, and go check out the pictures so you can see, like, people, they go all the way out. They go all the way out. Everybody's looking beautiful. Energy is high. God is in the center. And we just we're able to bless a lot of people. So you can do the Lovey Inner Circle VIP. That is going to get you in the door. It's going to get you a seat at our table. Dinner. It comes with dinner. You get to pick up your Lovey bear in the adoption certificate. You get to do that all in person. You get a nice bag of look, I don't know what Lovey giving out this year, but our swag bags. At our last event, Susie Batiste donated a shitload of poopery. Like, I think I probably still have poopery. She did air fresheners, the poop spray that you spray in your toilet. She did car fresheners. Like, it was so much. Like, people's bags were filled to the top. I may even reach out to her and ask her to do it again for us, because you cannot go wrong with poopery. Raise your hand if you use it in your house. Like, everybody has a bottle of poopery in their house. Everybody do. Whether it's, I don't know, next to your toilet or in. Oh, and she has Supernatural too. I don't know if y'all heard of Supernatural, but I typically have some Supernatural spray. Sometimes she has a mist that you can spray. It kind of gives you clarity. Coach Adam said it gives you clarity. It gets you centered. So she has that, and she also has house goods. So you can clean your kitchen, you can clean your bathroom. So supernatural. I may ask her for some supernatural, and I'm almost out. I think we have maybe one more box. So we're definitely going to, we always use, when people donate things to us, we always use it for the purpose. We don't just be like, oh, we got, extra. No. So we probably have one more box of poopery, and we'll be putting that in the bags, until we run out. And so, hey, Sunny Forever Love, how are you? Welcome in. Listen, we have a donor out of Florida. Let me tell you what she's donating to us. This is why I love like heart-centered people. They see what you're doing and they just want to add. They want to add value. Um, so she reached out to me. Let me tell you, Letitia Jackson reached out to me and she says, I want to donate a weekend stay at the Hammock Beach Resort. So somebody is going to be winning that. But let me tell you what it consists of. She said it's a 3-bedroom ocean view condo. It's going to come with 3-night stay, spa credit, and golf in Florida. That's just right down the road. We go to Florida all the time, that's a nice little getaway. So, now that we've launched North Texas Giving Day, our Adopt Lovey Bear special, we have people who are just like, hey, LaKendra, I want to give you this. I want to bless you with this so you can have this at your event. That's why I love events. Everybody was looking for us last year, like, where's your event? You're not having an event? And I was just like, child, we trying to stay afloat. So we floating now, right? So we gonna keep it moving, and then before the event, we will have we will do one mini meetup over at the country club, because we have like some pins that I want us to put together. Everybody know that I create these really, really beautiful pins, but this one is not a bear. But I want to do a pin project where we put some pins together, because they will go into the bags, into the swag bags, but it'll have a bear. It'll have a bear on it. So I want to kind of do that one day during the week, kind of like get some volunteers. I teach you how to build a pin, and we can, build pins faster, because we need to at least build 50 pins. I don't want to build 50 pins by myself. So we'll, that'll be something fun for people who want to kind of come out and volunteer. So make sure you're following me. Make sure you follow me so you can just kind of stay abreast of Adopt Lovey Bear, our Adopt Lovey Bear campaign. Yes. Do anybody have any questions? Do y'all have any questions? Let's go over to Instagram. Hey, Instagram. Hey, sis. Hey. I need mint. Oh, thank you. Okay. Anybody have any questions? I am almost out. Okay. Okay, awesome. I can't look over at LinkedIn. I can't view. Oh, it says view on LinkedIn. Let me see if I can view it. Oh, no, I can't view it on LinkedIn. Let me not try. I've been got us off. So, can you start adoption now? Yes, you can. I recommend everybody going to adoptloveybear.org/adoption and starting the adoption process. I will be reaching out to our past donors and our past supporters. We will be doing a personal invitation for you to go ahead and lock it in. We really, 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 if you are new to our community, we would love to meet you on December the 20th. So go ahead and pick that VIP adoption and come and see us. And the other thing, because we are social media people, you get to see the work that we do. We love posting when we're at the schools, when we're out in the community and things like that. So you get to see your dollars work. That's what I really, really love. And Coach Adam, I don't know if he's still on here or not, but he's really working with the kids. Like, they're getting studio time, and they're doing a lot of work. So we'll be really working with the kids and creating like really cool social media snippets. We don't want to put them too much on social media. So really cool little social media snippets where you can kind of see the activities and stuff that we'll be doing. Coach Adam is doing something really, really cool at all three campuses. So just so you know, we're very, very targeted. So you can literally see your dollars work. So it's not like, oh, we just service schools and then you don't know what schools, right? We service. So for the last 2 years, we have adopted Premier Schools. Before that, we were in Arlington ISD, and Bowie High School, Lamar, and Turning Point were our three schools. So this year we have three schools, but they're all Premier schools, and we're so happy that we chose Premier because they're not a public school. Funding, true Title One, right? True Title One. No type of real funding where those kids can really get an enriched experience in just that emotional social and emotional support that they get from our company. And so you're kind of able to see the work that we do, or even check up on us, right? You can always call the school and be like, hey, are those coaches coming over there? Because I donated to them. They're supposed to be coming to serve at your school, right? So we're hella accountable. Like, we show up, and we do what we say that we're going to do. So we have those three schools, one in Fort Worth, one in Mesquite, and one in DeSoto Duncanville. I think so. DeSoto Duncanville. Um, and then we have a community center. The community center is South Dallas, I believe. And we have an apartment complex. In the apartment complex, the cool thing about the apartment complex is because we build community, we work within our community. And so Coach Giorgio, which owns a high level security company, they secure these properties. And Coach Giorgio is really like the only security company that he really trains around mental and behavior health, even with his officers. And so he has a very, very unique company, right? So where the officers are getting a training so they can also be equipped with the impact of their own social emotional wellness, so then they can deal with all the things that come when they serving. And honey, they deal with a lot of stuff, right? So incorporating where they serve, and then bringing the coaches in, because they see the need and they see the impact. It's just like, y'all are needed. That's how we partner and teamed up. Y'all, we have a great system going on. We got a great system going on. So I love serving in apartment complexes because we can build a relationship with the manager, and then the manager can really identify the families that need. Because if you're a good manager, and I'm talking to you apartment manager folks, if you are a good manager, then you know the need of your community. And it's easy for us to go in and sit down and have a talk with the manager, and then build programs around, let's just say the manager say, oh my God, it's a lot of fighting that go on over here. Then we're going to go in and we're going to come in and do anger management, de-escalation, you know, teaching you don't got to pop off all the time. Stop going from 0 to 100 and stop matching energy. It's another way to do this stuff. Okay. So we may come in and we may do a series of that, it could be one of my favorite stories to date. So I got a inbox yesterday on Facebook, like BSU not. I got a inbox on yesterday because people who know me know that like I love community work. Like I love really going in and meeting the people and seeing, how we can show up in a big way. So got this inbox and said, this community need Lakendra's effect. Like, I just thought that was so super dope. Like, okay, I got to put my red cape on, right? Matter of fact, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. I'm going to read it to y'all because this is when you know that you're doing the work. Okay, let me find it. Okay, I pulled it up. See, you see that long message, the pictures. Okay, so I got this message, and it says I'm not going to read it all because some of the stuff is personal. it's it's about 429 children in these apartments, and they barely have a slide, no playground. They don't have a swing. And this community needs Lakendra's impact. How beautiful is that? That people know, like this is my love zone, right? And so what that looks like is, he sent me the name of the apartments. So my marketing team will reach out to the manager and see how we can, come in and make an impact. And it's easier for us to build a relationship, right? Because when you go into communities, they're very territorial. I don't care where you are, very territorial. So it's very important that we build relationships, and that's the reason why I like that the 50K is going to help us to stabilize a coach in that community, so that that coach can build relationship with the community, because the impact is so much greater when trust is formed. And how is trust formed? Through consistency. Trust is formed through consistency. And so a lot of people, be harping about, oh, they don't accept me and woo 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 woo. Well, how consistent are you? Are you building relationships? Because relationship building is so important, especially when you're in underserved communities, because somebody is always there wanting something from them. Right? Somebody is always trying to capitalize off of their pain, you know, elevating elevating stories that are not true stories, because they can capitalize off of those type of things. And so it's hard to go into those communities and be respected. So we got to do a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And your help, your dollars, helps us to do that. It helps us to make that impact. And what does that do? What is a domino effect for that? Then we have kids who have hope, because they have programming. They have something to look forward to when they get out of school, right? They have someone they can call now, a mother or a father. When the child is wilding out at school, they got somebody to call who's now a part of their family to say, "Hey, can you help me out?" Right? And then we're there, and we get to be a part of that. That's why I love about Be Kind Community Inc. I could have done something, like I could have created something where we were sitting and just sewing quilts, and not, don't get me wrong, like, because I ain't trying to step on nobody's toes. The easy work, right? I could have created something where we was doing the easy work, right? And everybody is feel safe helping out. Child, we down in there. We got our boots on the ground. Where my fan at? I got a fan here somewhere. We have our boots on the ground. You hear me? And it's liberating. It's when you get a phone call from a mother who said, "I remember when your company started working with my child at the beginning of the school year, and he didn't want to go to school, and now my baby get up and go to school, and his grades are good, and his behavior has improved, and he cleaning his room up," right? Or if we're at a senior center, and the director is calling and saying, "Oh my gosh," everybody is asking, like, when are those coaches coming back? Whether we're doing story time or whatever that we're doing, bingo or puzzles or journaling, which is one thing, right? And we're making the impact, and people feel seen and they feel important. That's the beauty about tapping into organizations who have boots on the ground. We all need your dollars, even if it's not with us. Find something that you connect with and bless them. $5, $10. Even though we have something very unique with the Adopt a Bear, you can still give whatever you can give. There's why if you go to the website, if you go to adoptloveybear.org/adoption, make sure you put /adoption. There's an other tab in each one of those, and you can give what you can give, but just give, right? Instead of your Starbucks this week, get that $10 to an organization. You know, instead of your manicure, your pedicure this week, hold off 2 weeks. Go get that file and the nail clippers and do a little something for yourself. Remember, we used to do it for ourselves anyway. You feel it? Okay, bye, Coach. We can leave the door open. That's Coach Denzel leaving. And in black, because it costs me about $150, 150, 160. Get that 150 and $160 to somebody, to an organization that can truly use it, right? It's North Texas Giving Day, y'all. So I got a couple of more minutes. I only want to do an hour, but I just wanted to come and introduce because I wanted this to be on my timeline. So I'm able to take some snippets from this, and then I can, circulate it out and send it to a couple of our donors and a couple of our supporters, because we need those 50 adoptions. Also, check with your companies that you work with. A lot of companies will match your donations if you're a donor. And so if you wanted to join our VIP Donors Day, which is on December the 20th, they can match that. So if you donated the 500, you can say, "Hey, I donated this 500 to a 501c3. Can you match it?" And a lot of your companies will do that. Our goal is 50. We can do that. We can do that, right? And with your support, we really can do it. And so I'm sure we have 50 beautiful, heart-centered people out here in the DFW area who could give that freely, right? And also those of you who like, "Hey, I can give it, but I need a little break." You can give half. You can give your 250, and then you can give the other 250 by November the 20th, and still be able to come to the event on December the 20th. I'm telling you, the event you don't want to miss. We have a fabulous time when we're together, and we bring some of the most remarkable people in the DFW area in the room with us. And it's always a safe, great time. Put your fancy clothes on. You don't got to worry about folks staring at you, because everybody know, like, LaKendra is down to earth. She country. So I attract people who are like me. So you get to just come have a good, authentic, down to earth time without all of the, how you be going to the places, they be staring at you in the snares because they really don't like themselves. That's just why I tell people, let them people stare. They having some type of internal conflict with themselves, right? We don't have none of that over here. We don't have any of that over here. We have a really, really good time, and you can really just come and let your hair down and shake a tail feather. And sometimes when people have to catch a lift home, I remember one year the club called me and was like, "Hey, there's like 3 cars that are still here. Are those your guests?" And I was like, "Yeah, we had to call a Lyft to come pick them up. We had to call an Uber." Oh, they like, "Oh, no worries." Security got them. I was like, they should be showing up no later than noon to pick their cars up, but we could not let them leave. So when I tell y'all we have a good time, take a shot with me, y'all. When I tell you we have a good time, we have a good time. So donate on that VIP level. First 50 people, literally, because we want to do something so unique this year. So the first 50 people will be able to come in, get you a Lovey bear. You'll be able to pick your bear up at Brookhaven Country Club. First 100, regardless of if you are a VIP or not, first 100 donors get the Lovey bears with the t-shirts and the hearts. All of the Lovey bears, the first 100 will come with a customized t-shirt. Look at little fat butt. Customized t-shirt that says "Leading with Love," because that is our motto, leading with love. And then on the back of the shirt it says, "Do you need a hug? Do you need a hug? If so, hug me, because it's okay not to be okay." And we challenge you to take the Be Kind pledge. So once you go do your adoption, you will get a thank you letter. In the thank you letter, it'll tell you about the Be Kind pledge. Our goal is 1 million pledgers to take the pledge to not only be kind to yourself, but to be kind to others too. So thank everybody for tuning in. My Instagram people, thank you for holding it down for me over here. I see, hey, Ryan, oh my God. So y'all are not on Instagram, but Coach Ryan is over here. Love Coach Ryan. He always gonna bring the entertainment. He gonna bring the babies out. They gonna step for us. We gonna have a good time. Absolutely great team. I believe, Ryan, have you participated with us once or twice? I can't remember. I just know I got pictures. I got pictures of the kids. So listen, stop sharing. My time is up. Make sure you catch the replay. If you're here on the replay, let me know you're here on the replay. I'm going to close out with Lovey Bear, a short little snippet. Do I have it already loaded? Let me see if I have it loaded. I have it loaded. So be kind to yourself so you can be